sudden I hear bing, bing. But I'm not really interested in opening my eyes still, because I don't think they're binging for me. I don't know who they bing for, actually. I don't know if it's the plane that naturally bings, or if the pilot bings, or flight attendants bing, 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 bing. You know, I don't know. But I kind of figure it's not for me, right? So I keep my eyes closed. Well, then a moment later, after I hear bing, bing, I hear the loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, due to FAA regulations, we are unable to move about the cabin at this time. Please turn off your flight attendant call button, and when the captain says we're free to move about the cabin, we'll come and help you at that time. Thank you. Now I'm sitting in my seat thinking, flight attendant call button? People, we've been in the air for 1 minute. You can't have a Pepsi, right? Then all of a sudden I hear bing, 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 bing. And then the flight attendant again. Ladies and gentlemen, like previously stated, of course now she has an attitude. We are unable to move about the cabin at this time. Unless this is a life-threatening emergency, please turn off your flight attendant call button. Thank you. Now I'm sitting there with this huge grin plastered on my face, right? And I'm thinking, you go, girl. You know? You gotta let them have it. You can't have peanuts. You can't have a Pepsi. You gotta be patient, right? So all of a sudden I'm sitting there with a smile on my face and I hear bing, 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 bing. Now at this point my eyes are open and we start questioning what's going on. Oh my gosh, what's happening? What's happening? And everybody's starting to talk. Well, you need to remember, we're up in the plane maybe a minute, minute and a half. You're trying to hit 35,000 feet, which means your plane is at a crazy angle, right? You are not in some real comfortable space. So this flight attendant cannot just walk up and say, hi, how are you? What can I do for you? You know. She can't do this. So we're wondering, how is she going to get up to the front of that plane? Well, all of a sudden we see the flight attendant, and she's got her hands on the seats in front of us. She's standing in the aisle outside of her flight attendant jump seat. We realize there's an emergency. This woman has got to get to the front of that plane because the binging is still happening. And we literally start to watch her climb up the middle of that plane like she is climbing a mountain, Mount America West. Well, we finally see her get up there, and she starts talking very animatedly to the people up there. And then she takes off in the captain's cabin. And then we hear the loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not panic. We have an emergency. The cowling, now the cowling is when you have the great big wings. Then you have the great big engines that are about 5 feet in diameter. The cowling is what you and I in our automobile mind would say hood for engine, right? It's the metal covering that keeps the working parts in place so that you stay in the air. He says the cowling on our left engine was torn off during takeoff. We are going to have to land this plane in the next 3 to 5 minutes. We hope to land with 2 engines. Please do not panic. What do you think 300 people did right about that moment? Panicked, of course they panicked. Yeah, people started jumping up out of their seats. They started screaming at the top of their lungs as if they'd just been shot. They were running to their loved ones to get them. They're opening up overhead bins and grabbing at their duffel bags. As if it's important to go down with your own duffel bag. Yes. Now I'm sitting back there and I am watching this. And of course I have now pushed these women off my armrests and I am watching everything. And I'm realizing we have got a big problem. Well, luckily the women in my little back corner have been very quiet. But suddenly, the nice young woman next to me decides that she too needs her duffel bag. The problem is she had shoved her duffel bag, lodged it under the seat in front of her. It had been sitting on my seat. So now she's trying to pull her duffel bag out, and it's stuck. And she's getting a little animated at first. I really can't get my duffel bag. Can somebody help me with my duffel bag? I really need my duffel bag. Sir, I need my duffel bag. She's hitting the chair in front of her. And I'm starting to freak. I'm literally on top of the woman next to me, just trying to get the heck away from the crazy girl, right? Well, as it turns out, I start to lose it, so I grab this woman's shoulder. And as she turns around and looks at me, I said, do me a favor right now. Go like this. You see this part of your neck right here? Go over here and hit this part of your chest right now. Do it right now. And she had the nerve to look at me like I was the murderer. So I said, I know what I'm doing. I'm certified. Just do this, right? So she starts to do it, and I said, just keep going. You're going to feel awesome. You're going to feel so much better. Just keep going. Well, before you know it, she's sitting back down next to me. And sure enough, she's sitting there calmly. She's very quiet, and I keep telling her, you're great. You're going to come down. Everything's going to be fine. Just keep hitting that spot. Well, about, I'm guessing, 3 to 5 minutes, women, chest. The flight attendant is looking, she says, oh my gosh, are you okay? And the next, looks at me, looks at the flight attendant and goes, she told me to do it. So the flight attendant looks at me, what are you doing? And I said, we were releasing endorphins. I swear to you, she put her hands on her hips, she cocked her head and said, is that legal? Like taking heroin, right? Like I'm on drugs here. So I need you to understand something. Because after I got the flight attendant away, I went to look back at this woman and said, now keep going. She had her hand on her chest and said, I'm not releasing anything anymore. I want to tell you that this is in fact proven. Everybody give me the right hand right now. Give me the peace sign with your right hand. Everybody give me the peace sign. Now put those 2 fingers together, and I want you to go to your trachea. Where's your trachea? It's this big dent in your neck, your blowhole. Okay? Now, in a minute, you're going to go toward your heart side. That's that way. Okay? Don't follow me. Now, what I want you to do in a minute, don't do this yet. You're going to go directly left, exactly to the left. Don't go up, don't go down. As you go to the left, you're going to go over your clavicle, which is the bone that you'll feel your finger sort of going over. Now, as you go over that spot, the minute you go over the bone, the minute you're done, stop, okay? Go over the hump and stop. Ready? Do it now. Go to the left, go over the hump, and stop. Now, put all 3 fingers down. Now, right there. Now, you're all wondering, where's my hump? I don't know if I'm in the right spot, right? Where's my on-off switch? Now, you're not going to feel anything here. Under the muscle, under the tissue, you have an actual spot that is, when it's stimulated, this spot will actually stimulate your brain. Now, you need to know it's under muscle, and it's under tissue. This is a pressure point. So when you hit that spot, do it right now, you hit that spot. Now, none of this mamby-pamby, sister. Give it a good thump. Okay? All right. When you hit that spot, you are in fact releasing the endorphins. Now, people are always asking me, Jen, how do you stay so upbeat and energized all day? I'm buzzed. That's a fact. Now, you are not going to get buzzed, but I will tell you this is a proven method. And when you use this, I want you to use it wisely, because if you're walking around the office all day, you're going to get some serious paid time off. So be very careful. The reality is we need to pay attention to our bodies. You know, right now, this world is in a crazy place. And our people, as we lead them down their leadership track, or we try to improve their communication, or we even talk about customer service, the reality is there's a lot more going on now. There's a lot more that we're adding to the equation. I speak on leadership, communications, anything you can imagine. I've got about 40 different topics that I do. I'm willing to do all of them for you, and I'm willing to even make them up if you'd like me to. But what we've got to focus on is making sure that our people are happy and healthy. If we want the most out of our people, we've got to take care of them. And I look forward to helping you do that. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.